Hey guys, it is your girl Jade Ashley and I am back for yet another video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats in music of this week. So of course, you know, you gotta stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So last video I let you guys know that this week I would be talking about the VH1 Hip Hop Honors. It aired earlier this week on Monday. They did like this whole honoring like the 90s era. I let you guys know I was so excited about it. So of course I watched the show, so now I'm here to just give you my thoughts on it. So we can just start with the opening of the show, which was Missy Elliott. And basically, obviously we know her contributions to, you know, the 90s, her as an artist, as a producer, writing for people, other artists' career that she played a huge role in, such as Aaliyah. So, you know, she definitely was a game changer when it came to 90s music. So she opened up the show and basically she recreated her song, She's a Bitch. Like, we know Missy to be different, always different, not only with her sound, her music, and the things that she says, now with her music videos and her different looks and stuff like that. So literally, if you guys are familiar with the music video for She's a Bitch, then you guys know she had like the whole, it was like, I want to say it was like a charcoal, because it wasn't black, but you know, it wasn't gray. It was like this distinctive dark color where she was painted, her and, you know, her background dancers and stuff like that were painted like this whole color. She had the jewels and stuff, like the whole like bald head. Like, she basically just recreated one of her classic music videos right there on stage in front of everybody, and she basically just shut it down and just made us remember why she is definitely one of the greatest, why she is one of the game changers that made hip-hop and R&B what it was within the 90s. So, you know, last year she was actually honored at the Hip Hop Honors, and then this year she came back basically just to remind y'all, because, you know, last year she didn't perform, like pretty much last year. Artists that she worked with and artist songs, you know, that she like wrote for and stuff like that, they pretty much, you know, tributed her and stuff like that. But this year, you know, she was able to perform. So, I mean, there's no disappointment right there. Like, all these years later, and Missy can definitely put on a hell of a show. After the Missy Elliott performance was actually Trick Daddy and Trina. They did their song Nan. So Trina, like, Trina all these years, and as Regina King said on the show, and she's still the baddest bitch. Like, she just always looks amazing. She did her part and she killed it, and that was that. I will say the only thing I probably didn't like about this year's award show is I felt like literally every performance was like short. So I felt like I wanted to see more when it came to like the Trina and Trick Daddy performance, because, you know, you start getting hyped and stuff like that, you start singing it, and then it's like when you really getting into it, it's like the performance is over. So I definitely wanted Trick Daddy and Trina to definitely get more stage time and stuff like that. But regardless of the fact, it's, you know, still good to see them working together. I know that they're supposed to be having like a joint album come out. Well, 2017 is almost over, so if it's not going to drop by the end of this year, it has to be sometime next year, because I do remember doing a story about them having a joint album coming out. Whatever, but they hit the stage, and then it went on to honoring Jermaine Dupri and Master P with the whole Southern thing. So to honor them, first came out Romeo. He did his father's song, and I'm not even gonna lie, I was like, Romeo, I'm really not here to see you rap and stuff. But I mean, I felt like because it was his father being honored and we kind of knew him starting off as a rapper and stuff, it made sense for him to, you know, kind of start off with doing his dad's song. So, you know, that was his honor to his dad. And then Silk the Shocker, he jumped on stage with Romeo and stuff, and they performed together, and, you know, just kind of, you know, try to revive like the whole No Limit days. Because, you know, if y'all watch Growing Up Hip Hop like I do, Master P cannot stop talking about how, you know, Romeo got to take over No Limit, and he got to, you know, keep the legacy going, and this and that. That's all he talk about. But, you know, so they did that performance, and then of course, you know, Xscape, they hit the stage to honor Jermaine Dupri, and they did just Kickin. Like I said, I felt like the performances were so freaking short. Like, we could have dealt without Living Hip Hop, you know, and the show could have started at 8 instead of 9. I'm just saying. But yeah, So the performances were great. I just felt like they were short, and like I said, I felt like Trina and Trick Daddy needed more time. So you damn sure know I felt like Xscape needed more time. But regardless of the fact, after that it went to a commercial break, and then it came back from a commercial break, and then Teyana Taylor, you know, she popped up on stage and she had like this whole dancing number going on. Now we know she pretty much stole the show last year at the Hip Hop Honors when it came to her Lil Kim tribute, but this time she wasn't really tributing anybody. It was just like I said, in her old to like 90s era. So you know, it's just a whole bunch of classic 90s hits that she was dancing to. Mind you, this girl, she had a broken foot. I don't know how the hell she broke her foot, but I can just probably guess. You know, the week before she was here in New York flipping and shit on everybody's runway, so maybe that might have been one of the reasons. I don't know how, but you know, she had a broken foot, she had a cast on, but regardless of the fact, in true performing fashion, she still killed it. Like, I don't know how many times I've sat here and praised Teyana Taylor as a performer, as an artist. Like, you know, she just does the damn thing and never ever ever disappoints whatsoever. So shout outs to her. But other than that, my favorite tribute that I was so excited to come up was the Martin tribute. Now, way before the show even started, I think even last week I was saying that the Martin tribute is definitely one that I wanted to see without a doubt. So, you know, you got the whole little montage video, and you know, people talking about, you know, the importance of Martin when it comes to, you know, 90s culture and how it intertwined with hip-hop. And then, you know, talked about all the different artists that was on the show. So we know Biggie was on the show, we know Outkast was on the show, we remember that house party episode when Snoop Dogg was on the show. It's just so much that makes Martin a part of 90s hip-hop, 90s era that we all know about. So, you know, you just got like this feeling, especially because when, you know, you watch Martin damn near every day, because you can turn to anybody's network and Martin is on, and you know every single episode. So, you know, just to see, you know it, but like I said, always, you know something, but when it's reiterated in front of you in, you know, a form of montage as such, you know, it just kind of makes you just, you know, get a little tingly inside and stuff. It was very cool. But like I said, I was definitely excited. So it was like people that actually tried to pop up on stage and tried to like reenact, you know, some of Martin's classic characters on the show. So somebody that what's his name? Affion Crockett. Affion Crockett was the first person to pop on stage, and he was Dragonfly Jones. Then somebody else tried to pop up. It was Mr. Otis, and then Roscoe. Regina King tried to play Roscoe when, you know, Pam, aka Tashina Arnold, was pretty much, you know, honoring Martin and doing her speech and stuff. It was real cute, and you know, I was definitely here for it. And then just to see Martin accept that award, so I definitely feel like having him be one of the honorees, like I said last week, is definitely necessary when it comes to 90s game changers and stuff like that. But other than that, there were a slew of just like I said, short performances that kind of went down and stuff of classic 90s songs. So the first one that popped up was Dolla Sign. He did Montel's Jordan, This Is How We Do It. You know, heard the little auto-tune, but that's pretty much part of his sound. But other than that, we know Dolla Sign can sing, so I felt like he did a bomb-ass job singing This Is How We Do It. Then Tiny and Candy, this was definitely one of my favorite performances, short-ass performances, but one of my favorite performances. Tiny and Candy, they came out and did TLC's No Scrubs, which is obviously, you know, necessary because they're the ones that wrote the song. So it was pretty dope to see them, you know, perform and dress as TLC for a Grammy winning song that they wrote and stuff like that. So that was real good thinking. Whoever formed that and put, you know, the show list and ideas, that was real good. I like that one right there. But other than that, then Warren G came out and he did Regulate, and Dolla Sign came back out and did Nate Dogg's part of the song and stuff like that. So it was real dope. And then, you know, Fat Joe and Remy Ma, you know, they had to do a tribute to Big Pun. They had to do it for New York, obviously, so they had to do their tribute to Big Pun with the I Don't Want to Be a Player No More. So obviously, you know, the whole Terror Squad, the whole Bronx, and you know, it was just necessary for them to do that. So I didn't like what Remy was wearing, but I mean, regardless of the fact, I definitely felt like it was a necessary song, you know, just giving you all that 90s nostalgic type of feeling. But yeah, other than that, my second favorite tribute of the night was definitely Hype Williams. Like I said last week, I was excited to see Hype Williams as well because he was just, you know, so involved, and he has so many classic music videos that came from this era and even past this era that, you know, he's just like one of the dope, like the greatest, obviously. But yeah, so he had his award presented to him by Pharrell. Pharrell, you know, before he presented his award to him, he did like this whole speech, and he was just kind of, you know, telling everybody to wake up. It's a lot of bullshit going on in this country. Wake up. That's how I'm simplify it. But other than that, you know, he was like, when you're Hype Williams, you got to bring your own screen. And so Hype Williams brought his own screen, and he also did his own montage for the music videos and stuff that he did. So it was real dope. He came on stage and he was like, there's so many people that I want to thank, but if it's anybody I need to thank June Ambrose. He thanked her because when it came to all of the classic music videos and stuff, she was a part of, she, you know, was responsible for the wardrobe. But I mean, you know, you don't really ever hear too much from him, so I don't know. But regardless of the fact, his honor was definitely well needed and still one of my favorites. Just watching a montage alone and just seeing everything he did, you know, it was my favorite. So yeah, even though I wanted more out of it, it was still, I mean, good enough for what it was and one of my favorites. But other than that, what else happened after that? Oh yeah, they did a section where they were honoring lyricism, and this was definitely one of my other favorite performances. And I actually knew this performance happened before the show aired because I was working, so I was seeing all of these videos and stuff pop up. But Lil Kim, she was another person I was honored last year. She actually performed last year, but she came back again this year. I kind of seen a little mirror images of some things that happened last year with performers and stuff like that. But Lil Kim, she came back again this year. She performed Quiet Storm. You know, that is her classic single with Mobb Deep. We know that earlier this summer, unfortunately, Prodigy passed away. But this was Havoc's and Lil Kim's first televised performance of Quiet Storm since Prodigy's passing. But to kind of like not take his place, but, you know, honor him and take over his verse was fabulous. He was holding it down for Brooklyn. It was like a whole New York thing going on. You know, you got Havoc from Queens and Lil Kim and Fabulous from Brooklyn. It was just dope, and I felt like that was definitely one of the perfect songs when it came to honoring the concept of lyricism and also honoring Prodigy at the same time, because Mobb Deep definitely was one of those groups within the 90s game changers. So I really liked that performance, and Kim, she did amazing, of course. But other than that, the show pretty much wrapped up with their last honoree, and I really thought that VH1, they was gonna, I don't want to disrespect her, but I thought they was gonna spare us with this performance. So the last honoree of the night was Mariah Carey, and I will be honest, I really wasn't looking too much forward to her performance because, you know, all summer she's been on tour. Prior to her being on tour, she's had a residency in Vegas, so we pretty much know what her performances have been like, and I've been wanting her to get her stuff together. But I just really, everybody else was bringing it, and I just, at the point where the show was coming to an end, you know, I just wasn't here for a half-assed performance. And, you know, my cable said that the show was ending at 10 o'clock came. I was like, Mariah didn't hit the stage, maybe they doing us a favor. But, you know, it went over 10 o'clock, and yeah, so she performed her song Honey because she was being honored for all of her hip-hop, you know, collaborations that she's done, and, you know, the impact that these songs have had on the 90s, which I totally agree with. So she did the original version of Honey, which featured Jermaine Dupri and Da Brat, and then she did the Bad Boy version, which of course had blocks and Mace and stuff like that. So she got the same old tired ass routine with the sailors. She lip synced the whole time, and she stood still the whole time. If she needed to walk, she needed one of the sailors to help her walk. If she wanted to be, you know, it was a performance that you would expect from Mariah Carey in 2017. But like I said, you know, I feel like she's paid her dues and earned her stripes to give up fucked up performances at this point in time, so that's what she's doing. But other than that, if you tuned into the 2017 VH1 Hip Hop Honors, definitely comment below and let me know your favorite parts of the show, what you didn't like, what you did like, yeah, just comment. Give me something to respond back to. But other than that, I'm taking too much of y'all time. We just gonna move on to the second beat of this week. And my second beat of this week, this is actually exciting news. I was really excited to see this, and I know I always say I'm gonna go to somebody's tour, but I think I'm dead ass this time. And I am talking about Xscape. They are hitting the road. They are doing their Great Xscape Tour, and the tour will feature Miss Tamar, Braxton, and my auntie Monica. And the last time Monica was on tour, she did the Code Red tour. I was there. You know, Tamar, she's been doing performances and stuff like that, but her last real big tour was the Love and War tour. I was there. And you know, now that Xscape is back together, you know, after what, like 18 years or something, and they're going back, I gotta witness it. I have to witness it. And I just feel like Xscape, Monica, Tamar, that is, oh, like, just thinking about it, that is a concert. That is a concert to be at. So I'm definitely trying to be up in there. But like I said, they announced the tour this week. I think it's perfect. You know, they all pretty much came up. They really did all just come up around that same era, that 90s era and stuff like that. I told y'all before Love and War, you know, Tamar had an album, and you know, so she threw up in the mix with that too, because you know, Tony was coming up, and then the Braxton, you know, everybody was there. So it's perfect. It's perfect time. It works out. It works out. So I think, you know, just the 3 acts alone is amazing. The tour will be starting on November 22nd in Virginia. We'll be heading out to all the major cities and stuff like that, and then it will be ending on January 6th in Los Angeles. So definitely I would recommend this. I ain't even been there yet, but I'm just, I feel it in my soul. I gotta be at this. If there's any show I gotta be at, it gotta be this one, without a doubt. But aside from that, they also released the trailer for Xscape's special that's gonna be coming on Bravo. I mentioned this to you guys before, but they officially named it, so it will be called Still Kickin'. Is a 4-part special that will be on Bravo, and it will be starting on November 5th when Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know, returns and stuff like that. So, you know, pretty much just watching them get ready for performances and stuff that they've already done in the past, and getting ready for this tour and everything. So, you know, them kind of like addressing old issues that led to it just looks real interesting. So I'm definitely excited to see what this was like and what went into getting Xscape back together. So definitely let me know if that is something you will be checking out. Other than that, we can move on to my third beat of this week. So there's a rumor that's been going around, and this rumor involves JayZ. So basically, for a minute now, there has been rumors that JayZ, the NFL was actually eyeing JayZ to be a performer for the halftime show. And I mean, you know, in retrospect, you would think it makes sense. You know, he just dropped 444 this summer. You know, Beyonce, she's done the Super Bowl twice, so why not get, you know, a husband to kind of like get in on it. So they wanted him, or the rumor was they wanted him to do the halftime show for the 2018 Super Bowl with Justin Timberlake. But then inside source, I don't know who the hell these inside sources be, but an inside source revealed that he will not actually be performing at the Super Bowl, that he actually turned down the offer and stuff like that. And the news for this kind of came about when he was performing at the Meadows Music Festival here in New York, and he was performing his song The Story of OJ, and you know, he said he wanted to dedicate it to Colin Kaepernick. So you know, everybody is, you know, kind of seems like, you know, he's joining the whole boycott NFL thing that's going on because of the way they've been treating Colin Kaepernick. But then, you know, the NFL, they came back and said that was a lie. We never offered him the position to, or we never considered him to, you know, perform at the halftime show. But you know, the NFL has been caught in the lie before. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. I think it was last year though, when they were looking for a halftime performer. So you know, word on the block was that they was trying to get Adele, but then Adele declined, and then they said that they never asked Adele, but Adele, she was on tour and brought up the situation and said that they did ask her, but she declined. So everybody's pretty much like, NFL, y'all ain't gotta lie. Just because somebody, you know, denied y'all request does not mean you gotta sit here and say you never asked them, because we know y'all did. So that's what it is. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. Do you think that if this, you know, rumored thing about JayZ performing was true? Do you think, you know, the whole situation with Colin Kaepernick might have been something that made him say, thanks but no thanks, you know, basically. So that's pretty much a hot topic that's been going on for like the past 3 days, I want to say. Other than that, some great news. Apparently DMX, he is we on my 4th beat, he is clean now. So DMX is no secret, for a minute now he's been on and off drugs. He's had meltdowns. It just hasn't been good for him. This summer he was placed on house arrest. Back in August he was placed on house arrest. Basically he was on house arrest for tax evasion. They did drug tests and he failed them, and you know, he couldn't leave the crib, and he was like, look, I need to leave the crib because I need to make money this house, support my kids. And he was trying to, you know, request to leave the crib, to work, to travel, and all this other stuff. And it was like, bro, you gotta go to rehab. So, you know, he went to a rehabilitation center, and this week his lawyer basically kind of gave an update on his health and was like, you know, he's clean, he's sober and stuff like that. He's doing great. He said, and I quote, he's back to being human again. And other than that, he said, you know, it was a 30-day program, and DMX actually wants to stay longer than that 30 days. So I mean, that's just great news to hear, because you know, it's always jokes on somebody, but God forbid they pass away, then it's a whole sad situation, and it's like a damn, I wish, you know. So just to see that he's getting the help that he needs before it's too late is always great. So hopefully, you know, I just hope, and I mean, it's been going on for years now, so I hope that he's at a point where he's kind of like, you know, I'm done with this. I'm over this. I'm moving on. I want a clean slate, clean direction. This is what I'm doing. You know, he's been doing shows, so hopefully things just get better for him. So it's just great to hear that he's doing better when it comes to his health. But other than that, we will move on to my last beat of this week, and it was a press release that dropped this week to let us know about a new film that will be coming to Netflix. And this is interesting because some well-known names in music are actually a part of the cast. So the people that will be in this new film is Teyana Taylor, Wiz Khalifa, French Montana, and Kyle, who's like one of the new rappers. He's part of XXL's 2017 freshman class. He has that song I Spy with Lil Yachty. That Kyle, him. Yeah, so they're all going to be in a new Netflix film that is called The After Party. The film is being developed by Def Pictures, which is obviously under Russell Simmons, and also World Star, the World Star founder Q. Before he passed away, they said that the whole idea of the film was pretty much his. And basically the synopsis of the film is that there are two best friends on their last night together trying to achieve a record deal before one heads to college and the other leaves for the military service. In one wild night, a lot goes down before the sun comes up, and these two lifelong friends either have succeeded on their quest or they must go their separate ways. So, you know, me, music, I'm here for it. Can't wait. Netflix. I watch more Netflix than I do television, so I'm here for it. But definitely let me know if that is a film that you would be interested in. But other than that, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video, and of course, you know, I have to end every single video by reminding you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would greatly be appreciated. I have one quick note to leave you guys with this week, and that is to stream Cardi B's single Bodak Yellow. Basically, the whole past week, the entire black community, everyone has been banding together to stream this song, watch the video on YouTube, buy it, whatever we have to do. Radio play here in New York, they've been going hard with it, you know, just so she can get that #1 spot on Billboard. Right now, Taylor Swift has the #1 spot, but you know, we've all been working to get Taylor out that #1 spot and bring Cardi B in. I've already talked on this channel about how happy I am to see her doing so well and her dreams coming true, because that is only something I would want for myself one day. So why not support another person and watch them get what I hope to get for myself one day? So yeah, basically, if you haven't done your part to help her get that #1 spot, make sure you do so, because I've been doing so. But other than that, I have to leave you with my songs of the week. Now, last week, you guys know I talked about Tamar Braxton dropping her new song, Bluebird of Happiness, and how excited I am for it. And literally right after I finished doing that video, she dropped a new song from the album, which is called Pick Me Up, and it samples the classic song by Evelyn Champagne King, Love Come Down. And Tamar does an amazing amazing job when she samples other people's work and stuff like that. So just to hear the first listen, this was love at first listen. It was one of those times. So yeah, I'm feeling the song. It's sampling another classic song. I'm here for everything she's saying on it, especially how she comparing the Pick Me Up to Liquor in Her System. You know, I'll be feeling that too. But yeah, so if you want to hear that song in its entirety, you can definitely head over to my blog at www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com. Other than that, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. So, bye! Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.